Gotta unmute you. Yeah.
Hello?
Hi. So I don't know. I don't know if this is new with StreamYard because it's been a few weeks, but I put that video on, I could
Yeah.
hear you clearly.
Really?
Yeah, I heard you moving around, so I had to mute you, and then so I don't know if it went through on the other end. We have to look into that a little bit later. But I'll
Interesting.
because there was no music with that intro
Right.
on
Yeah, no
purpose,
music with
right?
that one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, this is weird. So I put you on mute. But
Well, welcome to the PM shift by Hospitality MD. It's your hosts, Greg and Tom.
yeah, Daniel here
Daniel's
first.
first.
Great to see you, Daniel.
Um,
And Josh with the
plenty of
virtual tomatoes.
plenty of tomatoes. Plenty of
Yeah,
tomatoes.
plenty. And Michael, hello,
Hello, Michael. Welcome.
welcome
Welcome.
in,
Welcome.
welcome in.
Welcome.
It's been a little while. How's life?
Yeah, I mean it's life's a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster. I mean, I know it's been a roller coaster for you too, but um, during the break while Greg was in Japan, and I was just plugging away here in Chicago. Um, we did learn about the passing of Dylan Beaumont, one of our favorite guests and
Favorite
commenters,
people,
people and
just
human beings and
yeah,
community members. And it's like, what was he not? You know.
yeah. Yeah, it was surreal. It was yeah, we miss him as well, Daniel. I was still overseas. I think it was Sunday evening for me, and I got a random message from our friends at Don't Look Under the Bed podcast. They're like, "Call me at this number, Robin." I was like, "This is really weird. I've never like
Mm.
it was very straightforward, and I don't think I've ever called their cell phone or anything." So at first I'm like, "Oh, maybe they got like hacked or something," and it was a spam message. And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm out of the country. Won't be back until Wednesday." And she went ahead and told me the unfortunate news, and I was just like, I think I was on a train in Japan or something, and just like out of my element. It was really heartbreaking to hear. Um, he was really important to the industry, more than I think anybody is now. People are starting to really realize like he was there for everybody. He was there for every show, for everybody's show, not just our show. He was. If I went and watched somebody else's show, Dylan 99% of the time was already in the comments before anybody else. That's just how supportive he was for the industry.
I'm gonna go ahead and I invited some of you guys. If you wanted to say some words, memory, or anything, I'd shot you a instant message. And if you're here and would like to say something, just let me know. Shoot me a DM on LinkedIn. Um,
Giovanni,
but give me a
thanks for
second. I'm gonna go ahead and put
no,
these out here.
you're good. Giovanni, thanks for tuning in from New York City. Hope things are going well in the Big Apple. It's late for you guys over there. Already 9:30. Sorry, it's more of a sadder episode when we wanted to talk about what happened the past couple weeks. I'd like to have met Dylan in person. Same here, and I feel like it was on our radar to at some point go out west to Oregon and see him in person. So kind of sad that I couldn't as well. Rachel, great to see you. Welcome in from the travel leader. It's been tough seeing all his scheduled posts. Josh, and it just really goes to show like how far in advance he thought about his content and what he wanted to put out there for people. Uh, and that was one of the first things too that like after I got that message about his passing, like the next day there was another post for him. I'm like, okay, maybe it was just a misunderstanding. Like I still had that like little like shroud of hope.
Yeah, I was kind of thrown off as well, and I messaged Craig at the time, and I was like, "Hey, I know, I just called you yesterday with the news, but I don't know if you just saw, there's a post up, and I'm kind of confused, and I'm sure you are too. But let's reach out. Maybe there was some misunderstanding, or maybe there wasn't the right information. Just kind of like
Yeah.
grasping at any kind of straw that I could. But
Yeah.
it does kind of go to show like just how much he had prepared and how ready he was.
Yeah. I mean, I think
How like just
what
lit
was
up about the industry he was.
I think I seen the last post as early as yesterday, maybe even something from today.
Yeah.
Haven't really been on LinkedIn much today, but yeah, he had stuff ready in chamber, ready to go for a while now. Yeah, Paula couldn't not come on and say how grateful I am that I met Dylan. He was a great friend, so supportive. I miss him already. Yeah, 100%. He was definitely he loved going into Paula's lives and chatting it up. Um, I'm gonna miss him giving you a hard time, Tom.
Yeah, he was great. He knew how to. He was just funny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He knew how to just draw the line of like
Yeah.
giving me shit, but at the same time, like in a supportive way.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like hard to describe how he did it.
and he would protect Daniel from you.
He invented a thing between Daniel and I, which I think doesn't exist. Daniel, you
Yeah.
tell me. But I think
Uh,
that this like side narrative that he invented just like went perfect.
yeah, it was great.
No matter how hard I like would try to dispel it, he was like, "No, man, there's a beef." I'm like, "What beef?"
Just the imaginary beef. Daniel, so he has all his posts. He had all his posts scheduled in advance, so you can do that on LinkedIn. You can set it to post at a certain date and time. So he's been doing that for a while now, and he just had stuff ready to go, and it's still going because his page is still active. Thank you, Rachel. I mean, we owe it to him.
Yeah, it was a light to that industry in more ways than I think Greg said earlier, like more ways than we realized at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't know what you got till it's gone, unfortunately.
Um, well, and we kind of approached this episode not really sure how to kind of do it, talk about it, plan around it, because um, we want to balance it with celebrating Dylan and giving him tribute and proper time and due respect, and that we miss him. And at the same time, we want to like present the episode in a way that we think he would have wanted to. So in that way, it's just celebrating hospitality and celebrating the industry and talking about cool things that we've experienced or things that have happened in our lives that have shared and brought hospitality through. So um, let's see if nobody's well, we'll wait until we get a couple of inquiries through if somebody wants to jump on to share a memory. But in the meantime, Greg, feel free to
Well,
take the floor a little bit if you'd like.
yeah. So I'm looking back at the post that his family put on his LinkedIn. So unfortunately, we're not in the area. We can't be there for his memorial that's coming up on Saturday. But the family didn't ask for any money or anything. They just wanted to know that, in lieu of gifts and donations, he was a big proponent of the Hope and Safety Alliance. He was very passionate about supporting women escaping domestic violence and believed strongly in the work of this Hope and Safety Alliance. So they shared a link to their website, which I'm going to post here, which I think went on Facebook and YouTube. So feel free if you want to donate anything in Dylan's name, on his, just in memory of Dylan and things that he believed in and fought for. So I think it'd be a nice little touch. Tom, you are really still. I thought you were frozen for a second. I look back at the screen and you're just, oh man, I'm on my own.
The ghost of Dylan's coming back to
Yeah. the, he's coming back and he's getting you.
Gonna get him.
Um, yeah, you know, I know Dylan would have loved to hear about my trip. He was messaging me on Instagram
Oh, is
prior
he?
while we were out there.
Yeah.
While I was out there, yeah, he was messaging me about some stuff that I was posting on my stories, and uh, that's what made it even weirder. Like from because it's 14 hours ahead from here, so Friday for me, or might have been Friday for him, I got messages, and then I get that message on Sunday that it happened, and I was just like so surreal. The day before, day before he was messaging me about I can't even remember at this point what it was, but um, he did want me to do one thing while I was out there, and I really wish I had done it. He really wanted me to go to that robot hotel and hug a robot.
I wanted it to happen too. I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it just we weren't in that part of town. We were there one time, and I didn't realize it would have been close. Um, so after I heard of his passing, I'm like, man, I should just try to go because I had like a few more hours in Tokyo before I had to go to the airport hotel, and because the airport hotel is like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes away from the city center, so it's not like it's a quick 40-minute train ride like it is here. It takes a while. So I had a few hours to spend, but we just were nowhere near that area.
Mm,
I'm like, it would have been nice to just, all right, let me go ahead and grab a quick picture in memory of our friend Dylan. Um,
Paula's got a comment here. I met him through my webinars. He always joined when he could, commented, always had a kind word, always asked me how I was, cared, listened, was generous and funny, always asked me to adopt a baby dolphin.
Top the baby dolphin. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, he had these just fun ideas about, like, kind of off the wall ideas, or like, you know, whether
I,
it be with hospitality or just like a random, like, I think was he the guy that had the inception of Vampire Tom? Because I was in the dark.
yeah.
Or was that
Oh,
Paula?
it
It was
was
a combination conjunction.
might have been a combination. Might have just been because you look like a damn vampire. You had it was so dark in your house, and it's
But
just like, where's Tom? And then you went the opposite way, and you had your stuff super bright.
whether it be adopting a dolphin, me being a vampire, or Greg having to go to the hotel to hug a robot, like he just made things fun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Well, actually I remember one of the first times I realized what kind of sense of humor he had was when he sent us that video of Kyle.
yeah,
Do you remember? Do
that was
you don't
that
have
was
that
so.
handy, do you? Because I feel like at this point it would be great to show. You don't have it, don't worry about it. I didn't. I
I
just
can
thought about it right
I
now.
can pull it up, but um, so here's at the start of this would have been at the start of season one of the PM shift, right?
Yeah,
We had this
this is
thing that was going on.
yeah. This is when we first started. We had less of an idea of what we were doing than we do now,
Yeah.
and Dylan was happened to find our show like Dylan finds every other hospitality show, and was joining in, and um,
And I think that's when we first realized that we had something, was because we had repeat, like, people that would watch us.
yeah,
And that
yeah.
started with Dylan.
Dylan and Daniel, Josh, Paula coming in, and then Craig joined as well. Yeah, just a few weeks ago, I invited him to be a guest on my Instagram series to talk about how he creates his posts. Unfortunately, it did not happen. Yeah, it's a big loss because I actually would love to know how he does it. I would have loved to know how he did it, how he planned it out. Because that's if we're missing anything, Tom, it's that type of organization and dedication to posting content.
It went deeper than we ever could have imagined, and we're just starting to see that come out now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, he posted something. He had something posted as of yesterday, and I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow there's another one that comes up because I feel like he would think that far in advance. Um, I saw one of his parents posted again on his LinkedIn tonight, and there's a comment from one of his previous, his coworkers saying that Dylan was one of my best friends. His passing hits me so hard. Me amongst many people miss him a lot. Every day when I pass in front of his office and hope to see him in there, he was kind, compassionate, generous, always caring for me and my team. He used to say that we had the best team and our team is incomplete. Send my deepest condolences to you as well as the rest of his family members. May God bring comfort to you all. I know that wherever he is right now, he'll be proud of all that he did, not just in his professional field, but in his personal life. Always with us, Dylan Beaumont. Rest in peace, my friend. Yeah, I can't imagine how that hotel felt when they found out the news, because he was extremely invested when we first started talking to him. The PM shift comes on 8:30 at night. It's 6:30 his time, and I think when he was a guest on the show for the very first time, he was literally in his office because he had a newer agent working, right? Am I remembering this correctly? A newer agent working, or somebody's working by himself and it was a little busy. So he wanted to make sure he was there for a majority of the rivals before he felt comfortable leaving them. Before, not, I don't even think it was that, like, he was worried about their comfort. He just wanted to make sure they felt supported and that they were available for them.
Um, I don't remember the exact circumstance, but it's something very similar to that. Yeah.
Something along those lines, right?
I'm trying to pull up that video. It's not pulling. I mean, I've got it, but it's not like playing for some reason.
Oh.
So
Robin Dillon supported all the hospitality shows. Tough seeing his post today. Yeah, definitely, Robin. Um, we just think it's amazing at how they continue to come through. Um, that's how much he loved it. He thought about it weeks in advance. Well, that's a GM mentality for you, right? You're always thinking about the future, not just the present. Yeah, I'm always here when I can. You guys are late show for me. Yes, it's extremely late for Paula. She's impressed in how organized he was with this post. Yeah, and he always found some crazy old school tidbits about the randomest things, and I was just like, this is pretty cool.
blew me away. Like how he could also have and find the time to like research that stuff. It was just kind of showed how much of a hospitality nerd he really was.
Well, yeah, and he would take people's shows and make small clips when he wanted to post it. Something that they said that he liked,
Yeah.
which takes a lot of time and dedication. I mean, he loved it.
I
through and through.
Today when I was making the thumbnail for this episode, I went to his hotel's TripAdvisor.
Oh, nice.
Kind of scrolled through some of the reviews and some of his responses, and his responses to those reviews are unlike any hotel's responses I've ever seen. He's so like laid back, casual, conversational in his responses. Where like he's like, the review would be like, no hot tub, and he would just do like a full on like 2 paragraph like, yes, you're right, we don't have a hot tub, but the pool is 80 degrees, this is how wide it is, this is how large it is, this is how deep it is. like
No way.
like a full like rundown of what the amenity is, and like
Wow.
explaining to them if they didn't enjoy breakfast, that next time they can talk to the staff and they'll make something custom for them, and like all of this stuff where like he doesn't make it's not accusatory in any way. It's not like
Right.
it's not like it's not like he's salty in any way, or just kind of like it's not coming off in a bad way. It's very educational, very welcoming, very open. Almost as if he's expecting them to respond back to him again.
Right. Like having a two-way conversation
Ongoing two-way
on
conversation.
TripAdvisor, which is not going to happen. Maybe if he puts his email at the end, maybe they'll email him back and say, "Oh, thank you" or something.
Yeah.
That's the hope there. Dylan always mentioned my new company and supported my new gig. I appreciated that. Yeah. He's
Rachel says he mentioned on my show that he usually checks in with his team on his day off. Felt bad if he missed a call. Always present when his team needed him. Yeah.
Sounds like the Dylan we know.
Dylan was such an amazing human being. One of the associates at the neighboring hotel would call him, and Dylan did not hesitate to assist. His courtesy about hospitality industry was unlike
Oh,
any other.
imagine how lucky you would be to have Dylan as your hotel neighbor if you needed something.
Yeah.
He wouldn't hesitate. I can just see it in him.
Dylan emailed me on Friday before he passed and told me how much he was enjoying my recent episode with the travel leader with a detailed reason why. Yeah, I mean, like, just being supportive of literally everybody. You know, it was just kind of like he just had a bandwidth that I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know,
And how as countless times after our shows he would reach out to us
oh,
individually or as a group and be like, "Hey, love this," or "This is what I was talking about," or "Talk about this next time." Oh, he was always sending me some random TikToks about some weird stuff in hotels. Like there was one hotel that had like this weird corridor going down the back. Like you go into the closet and there's like a random door in there and you open it and it's just like an access corridor going down. We're just like, what the hell is
for
this?
what's going on.
But it was just those weird conversations that, we enjoyed having because it was just, oh, damn, I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, I think he was in every single episode of the PM shift. Like maybe missing, barring one, and the ones that he missed, he would rewatch later and then like
And leave
instant
comments.
message, yeah, or
Yeah.
instant message us, yeah.
Yeah. He would always find a way to come back and rewatch it.
Or he came up with like ways. I mean, there are concepts that he would throw our way that like we always were on board with and just wanted to figure out how to do. Like he would give us ideas for shows, give us ideas for what to do in the future. He wanted us to do like a housekeeping series with Lonnie, and we're like, yes, but if we do, you've got to be on here too. You've got to be part of the conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess now we can still do it with Lonnie and
Yeah,
in his memory.
it's just
Yeah.
like it's just so much,
Yeah. It's tough. Losing someone is always tough.
Yeah.
And everybody's gonna grieve in their own way. I feel for their family. I'm sure it's never easy to have to bury a child, because his parents are still around. My grandmother's had to bury two of my aunts, so I know it's tough. You never expect it. It's definitely not something I expected.
Yeah.
So, well, Dylan, we miss you.
We miss you. We love you. Want to do more for you. Don't know what that is yet, but
Yeah, we just hope you keep guiding hospitality in the right direction for us from wherever you're at. Because
just like it continued to. I mean, it sounds like because he would make fun of me for political speak, but it sounds like I'm
I'm
being
the politician.
it sounds like I'm being a politician, but he really did inspire us. Like every single episode, he would inspire us to like be better versions of ourselves. Like just keep on chasing after it in our own ways.
I think in honor of Dylan, we should create an AI Dylan bot that will try to imitate Dylan in our chats for us and other shows, just to make Dylanisms or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Tom, you can figure it out.
AI.
You're basically AI, so
There's a show right at the like when podcasts first started to blow up. There was a show I was watching, um, and they had a producer named Dan. And Dan, there's the studio where the two hosts were talking, and then Dan was in the other room, and like would have a speaker where he would like chime in to like correct the hosts or something. And I would always comment and make fun of them because it sounded like Dan was just a really sophisticated AI that was like always bugging them. So I wish we had like the Dylan AI to just like be ingrained.
Yeah.
Um, says the only way to get me on the PM shift is to talk about Dylan. The endless ghost jokes with him feel tasteless now, but good lord, that guy was funny. Honestly, I don't think that there's anything tasteless when talking about Dylan's memory because he would be all for it. You know what I mean? He would just
He would be 100%. I honestly, he
crack up.
probably if he could tell us right now, he would probably say, "Stop talking about me
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and just tell me about
He's
something that happened in
Japan
the
or something.
hotels." Yeah, Japan. What happened? What's going on with this, that, or the other? He would probably hate what we're doing right now, if I'm being honest. But um,
Did you see the Dali images he posted at Christmas that has all the corn cobs and random stuff? All the people were commenting like beautiful, and he and I were running commentary, and Dan's like, "Do these people not see hidden corn cobs?"
I love it. I didn't see those. I didn't see
I
those
didn't see
images he
those.
posted from that far back. But that sums up his personality right there.
That's
Um,
great.
yeah, we're gonna miss you, buddy. It's gonna be tough, but um, well, I think this might be a good place to say our goodbyes for the day. We'll be back with normal programming next week. On Tuesday the 11th. Look so effing funny.
We'll have to look.
I'll check it up. Yeah, LinkedIn doesn't make it very easy to go back on posts. You have to literally scroll
The
forever
worst.
to find it. I have his page open, so I'll keep. I'm only 2 weeks back now, and you know how much Dylan posted, so I'll keep looking, and I'll pull it up because I want to see it because Dylan comedy is the best kind of comedy. But yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday, 8:30 Central, normal programming. You can hear Tom talk about AHOA, Points of Fair franchising again. So, and we'll come up with a more lively topic. Not lively. That seems a little dark to say. Um,
No, Dylan would be laughing.
I know he
Dylan
would.
would be.
I know he would be. That's why I don't feel bad. But
Yeah.
we'll come up with back on some regular topics. And now that I'm back from my trip, Tom and I can really get down to business here with the rest of the season of the PM shift. So um, I'll have maybe some photos and videos from the trip that I can show you guys. I had some great experiences at the hotels out there. So I want to talk about Japanese hospitality and Swiss hospitality because I spent a night in Switzerland. It was
Oh, I didn't know that.
very different. Yeah. So yeah, Tom and I really haven't spoken much since the trip. So excited to tell everybody about that and see where else the show goes. So yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday, 7-11. Oh, 7-11 day. Get your dollars Slurpees. Slurpees? Yeah.
Hey, wait until we're a sponsor before you say that.
You know what? Life's short. Go have a Slurpee. Enjoy yourself. Tom, do we have an outro? I don't even know what's going on here. Hold on.
Oh, I didn't make a special one, so.
Oh no, that's fine. I just want to make sure I know what I'm doing. Thank you everybody
one.
for tuning in. Thank you for sharing the love for Dylan. It's Susan, Robin, Paula, Rachel, Josh. I don't want to forget anybody. Daniel, thank you for coming in. Michael, good to see you. Giovanni, if you're still there, I don't know I can't remember if you've been in before, but I'm sorry you came on a more of a not downer episode, remembrance episode. Michael's still here. Thank you, Michael. Good night, Susan. Thank you. We'll get you on to talk about some ghosts and Dylan in the same podcast. So it'd be wonderful. All right, Tom.
We'll have a Dylan segment coming up in our next half of this season.
Yeah, there we go. All right, man. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you on Tuesday.